You know that exact moment you walk into a beautifully designed room. Your eyes settle, your shoulders drop, and your brain lets out a quiet sigh of relief. Everything simply feels right. Compare that to the subconscious tension of stepping into a cramped, disorganized open house. Even if you can't put your finger on why, the visual chaos creates a low-level hum of anxiety that makes you want to leave. When hundreds of thousands of dollars are on the line, real estate professionals cannot rely on the subjective mystery of good taste. They need a system that works regardless of a buyer's personal style. In the historical Cape Cod market, appeal is anchored in a sense of timelessness. In a landscape where architecture often dates back centuries, standing out depends on an internal logic that justifies a premium price tag. Professional stagers achieve this by anchoring a room to a hidden numerical blueprint found throughout the natural world, moving past decoration and into the realm of geometry. Shifting from personal intuition to objective mathematical design turns staging into a tool for engineering a predictable emotional response, one that directly supports the property's return on investment. This pattern is the Fibonacci sequence. It follows a straightforward rule. Each number is the sum of the two before it, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5. Mapped onto a physical plane, the sequence grows outward, forming a continuous, expanding spiral. We name the pattern after the mathematician, Leonardo Fibonacci, who introduced the sequence to the West in the 13th century. But the math has always existed in nature. It dictates the curve of a nautilus shell, the arrangement of pine cones, and even the naturally sweeping distribution of boulders along the Buzzards Bay shoreline. The human brain evolved to recognize these patterns instantly. We subconsciously interpret this natural order as a sign of efficiency and safety. Staging that echoes these natural sequences speaks to that ancient preference for order. It creates an environment where the nervous system is primed to settle, reducing the friction and anxiety often found in high-stakes house hunting. Consider a small cottage in Sandwich, Massachusetts. The rooms felt cramped and the layout lacked a cohesive flow, leaving potential buyers disconnected from the space. The staging team applied this sequence, using exactly 3 evenly spaced coastal prints for a natural progression. A spiral connects a reading lamp to a patterned rug, guiding the eye. Fractals appear in repeating textures, from large rugs to small pillows. These choices are designed to be invisible. A buyer won't walk in and start identifying mathematical ratios on the wall, but they will respond to the underlying order. Effective staging isn't about highlighting individual objects. It's about building a mathematical infrastructure that supports a feeling of domestic comfort. When buyers entered the completed Sandwich cottage, the transformation was clear. They stepped into a sunlit room with soft coastal tones, immediately enveloped by balance. While the buyers couldn't articulate why the space worked, their feedback was consistent. They described the cottage as feeling unexpectedly harmonious. There is a neurological reason for that reaction. Because their brains were not working to process visual chaos, the buyers had the energy to form a genuine emotional connection to the home. That biological comfort is the bridge to a sale. Once the mind stops analyzing the environment, the buyer can begin the process of picturing their own life unfolding within those walls. This psychological shift leads to faster closing times and a higher perceived value. In a busy market, that emotional lift is what separates a listing that sits from one that sells. By utilizing the hidden math of nature, home design becomes more than a decorative choice. It becomes a measurable tool for maximizing financial return.